Hey YouTubers, something important. So I want to talk about something right now. So basically around YouTube's ad-friendly guidelines again, yet again. So basically talking right now, essentially innuendos. Now most people know what innuendos are. So innuendos are alluding to something. So you might say, for example, the C word, which means the C word. Can't say it on this video because I want to monetize this video. Or you might say the F word, which means the word fuck. For example. That's what an innuendo is. It's basically alluding to something. Now, something interesting ass, like the big ass cigar on YouTube is apparently you can say innuendos for the most part all you want. For the most part, so long as they're not sexual innuendos. But for some reason, you can't use the actual word. So, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Suppose I'm reading a weird comments and I say the N word, not the actual word itself, because I would never use that word on my channel to begin with. I would just say the N word, which is alluding to the actual word itself. That's totally fine. But if I say the actual N word, obviously I get demonetized on the spot. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously saying the N word or the C word or the F word or the B word is obviously not as offensive as saying bitch or fuck or shit, for example, it's obviously alluding to its abbreviation for the actual word itself. Like saying, I call that person a bitch is obviously a lot less offensive than saying, I call that person a bitch, for example. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of get where YouTube's coming from. Now, there are certain limits to it with innuendos. Like, for example, you can't say, like, a in-depth, sexual innuendo, because obviously that would go against YouTube's rules, and you get limit ads. Like, you can't say a sexual innuendo with fetishes, that kind of crap, because obviously that's going against YouTube's rules. Any discussions, in-depth discussions of fetishes automatically gets 0 ads. Any kind of in-depth discussions about sex and romantic relationships, like, actual intercourse, gets obviously no ads to begin with, or actually gets limit ads. Sorry, that gets limit ads. So if you're discussing sex without referencing intercourse, it's all ads. If you're discussing intercourse, it's limited ads. If you're discussing fetishes, it's no ads. So I kind of see where YouTube's coming from, but at certain points, like, if you can say, like, for example, in this video, I can say the C word, 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 C, 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 C. Obviously, that's alluding to the actual C word itself. Why can't I say the actual word itself? I think a lot of it is where YouTube's trying to be more like TV, where it's like, you might say here on like the news, like Channel 4, Channel 2 news, you might hear somebody say the B word or the A word or the C word, whatever, but they don't actually say the word itself. It's kind of not really that fair. I mean, there are some words that are obviously worse than others. I mean, obviously saying the S word is, I mean, the word shit is really not that bad. It's like, the word shit is moderate profanity, Obviously, the C word is extreme profanity on YouTube, which I don't agree with personally. I don't think the C word should be extreme profanity. I personally think it should be strong profanity. It's a personal opinion of mine. Don't take offense to it, Obviously, if I have a female viewer out there who's offended by it, obviously don't take offense to this. But it's like, it's kind of interesting ass, like the big ass cigar, how you can say, innuendos all you want. Like, for example, like I don't know. You get the freaking point. So it's like you can say innuendos or abbreviations or censors all you want. Like, for example, I could put a bleep censor right here and say the C word, or I could say the F word, 3, 4, 5 times, and YouTube really wouldn't give a crap. It's like, they really wouldn't give a crap. But if I said the actual word itself, I could get demonetized. Kind of doesn't make sense. I think YouTube is trying to be more like TV, where they censor out, actual strong language. Obviously, YouTube's demonetization system has gotten a hell of a lot better over the past, 2 or 3 years. It's gotten so much better over the last couple of years. I mean, it used to be if you said the F word once, the word fuck once, you would automatically get demonetized on the spot. Now you can say fuck a lot. It's like, but you can't you can't there are just certain things on YouTube, even nowadays with YouTube's demonetization system, they're still off limits, but innuendos are a nice way around it, you know. And I understand not everybody appreciates adult content, you know, not pornography, but not everyone appreciates adult content in the reference of, like, you know, adult language, you know, off-color jokes. Obviously there are channels that obviously are meant for younger viewers, and obviously those channels would not, you know, promote this kind of language. They wouldn't say, like, you know, oh bitch or shit or fuck, you know. It's like, you know, but it's, you know, obviously my channel is clearly meant for adults. It's clearly not meant for kids or teenagers. And my videos are obviously meant for a, you know, over 18 audience. And yeah, it's like, you know, I have no problem with, you know, censoring certain words. Like, there are certain words on my channel I would never use. Like, obviously I would never say, like, you know, the N word or like the F word. Well, I don't know. You get the freaking point. It's like, you know, there are certain things I won't do on my channel just because they're too way over the line. A little bit of tea right here. So this is non-alcohol. It's a tea. So herbal tea. So yeah, I mean, there are certain things I won't do personally. Like, I won't mention people's names. I won't dox people on my channel, which is obviously against YouTube's rules. I won't break any community guidelines. I obviously won't say racial slurs on my channel, you know. I won't say, like, the K word for Jewish people, or the S word for Spanish people, or the W word for Italian people. I obviously won't, you know, for example, say the N word because my brother is African American, my adopted brother is African American. So it's like, yeah, so I guess my point is, after 6.5 minutes of rambling, is YouTube's demonetization system makes a lot more sense nowadays than it did, say, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. But there's still a lot of things there kind of don't make sense about it. Like, obviously, it's like, why can't I say the C word at least once in my video? I mean, is it really that bad of a word? It's like, you know, it really doesn't make sense. So anyway, pretty fucking cool. Bye.